Being kind is generally seen as a virtue, but there is a nuanced discussion around whether excessive kindness can be harmful. In the philosophy of Stoicism, which emphasizes balance and self-care, there is a recognition that prioritizing the needs of others over our own can lead to emotional exhaustion and compromised well-being. Stoic principles suggest that true wisdom comes from understanding the limits of our generosity and ensuring that our acts of kindness do not compromise our own moral and emotional stability. This does not mean dismissing the value of compassion and generosity, but rather applying these qualities judiciously to contribute to our happiness and the well-being of those around us. By exploring the potential pitfalls of excessive kindness, we can learn how to harness the strengths of kindness while guarding against its excesses, fostering a life of balance, fulfillment, and true Stoic wisdom. Emotional burnout can lead to feelings of detachment and a dwindling sense of personal accomplishment, which can have both psychological and physiological effects, such as insomnia, headaches, and a weakened immune system. From a Stoic perspective, maintaining emotional resilience is crucial. This resilience can be nurtured by developing a more objective view of our engagements with others, distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not. In the context of kindness, this means understanding that while you can offer support, you cannot control others' actions, nor can you bear the full weight of their emotional burdens without depleting your own resources. To combat emotional burnout, it's crucial to set realistic expectations for both yourself and others about what you can give and to recognize when to step back. True kindness also means being kind to oneself, striking a balance where compassion does not become self-sacrifice. Stoicism teaches us that personal growth is a necessary part of living a fulfilled and virtuous life. It advocates for the idea that we must be guardians of our own lives, shaping them through reason, choices, and deliberate actions. When we consistently prioritize the needs and wants of others over our own, we might feel a sense of purpose and fulfillment initially. However, this external focus can lead us away from attending to our inner growth. Neglecting our hobbies, educational pursuits, or career progress because we're too busy helping others can hinder our personal growth. Stoicism argues that while it is virtuous to help others, one must not do so at the cost of their own moral and intellectual development. Personal growth involves cultivating virtues such as wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation, essential not only in personal conduct, but also in how we interact with others. Excessive altruism can lead us to lose sight of these virtues by failing to set boundaries or pursue justice for ourselves. It can also lead to stagnation, where personal goals are deferred or forgotten. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, spoke about the shortness of life and the importance of living it in a way that prioritizes personal growth and fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius warned against squandering our time on pursuits that do not align with our fundamental nature and personal ambitions. He emphasized the importance of self-reflection to regularly assess whether our kindness enriches our lives or impedes our growth. This involves asking tough questions about whether our choices truly align with our values, or if we are simply reacting to the needs of others, ensuring that our generosity does not lead to self-neglect. Stoicism does not advocate for withdrawing kindness, but suggests a balanced approach where self-care and personal ambitions are not overshadowed by the desire to help others. This approach ensures that our acts of kindness are sustainable and contribute positively not only to the lives of others, but also to our own continuous growth and well-being. Epictetus argued that while it is important to be benevolent, one must also be discerning. Wisdom lies in understanding whom to help and how much help to offer, guiding us to avoid enabling negative traits such as greed or dependency in others. This discernment prevents relationships where one's kindness is repeatedly exploited for others' gain. Being excessively nice without setting clear boundaries can lead to a cycle where one attracts and retains relationships with people who see kindness as an opportunity to exploit. Such one-sided relationships leave the giver drained and the taker continually wanting more. Marcus Aurelius reflected on the importance of acting in ways that reflect our deepest values and aspirations, guiding us to nurture our own growth first to better serve others with vigor and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius advised that we should not only consider whether our actions are good, but also whether they contribute positively to our life and to the common good. This Stoic perspective emphasizes the importance of balancing our desire to be kind with the necessity of protecting our well-being. To navigate away from forming or sustaining manipulative relationships, Stoicism encourages the establishment of firm boundaries and the cultivation of self-respect. True kindness, according to Stoicism, involves being kind to oneself and not allowing one's generosity to be misused. By adopting a Stoic approach to relationships, we learn to offer help that is not only generous but also wise, ensuring that our kindness is sustainable and truly beneficial for both parties involved. This balanced approach helps cultivate relationships based on genuine respect and mutual support rather than exploitation and manipulation. Stoicism stresses the importance of making decisions based on rational thought rather than emotional impulses. When kindness overrules rational judgment, it can lead to decisions that may not serve one's best interests or align with one's true values. Excessive kindness can cloud judgment, leading to a tendency to prioritize others' happiness over one's own well-being. Epictetus emphasized the significance of using reason as the guiding principle in life, cautioning against allowing emotions to dictate decisions. This Stoic principle is crucial when considering how compromised decision-making can lead to a life that feels unfulfilling or misaligned with one's aspirations. In practical terms, when you consistently place others' needs and desires above your own, you may find yourself engaged in activities that neither contribute to your personal growth nor bring you satisfaction. This is where the Stoic practice of self-examination becomes valuable. By regularly assessing whether our decisions reflect our true priorities and values, we can begin to correct course and ensure that our kindness is both wise and measured. Seneca argued that true freedom comes from living in accordance with one's own principles and having the courage to say no when necessary. This ability to refuse choices that are not in our best interest, even when they might disappoint others, is a form of self-respect and an essential aspect of Stoic wisdom. For those who frequently compromise their decision-making for the sake of kindness, Stoicism offers a pathway towards reclaiming autonomy over one's choices. It encourages developing a balanced approach where kindness is delivered not at the expense of one's happiness or moral code, but in harmony with them. By striving to maintain this balance, we can enhance our ability to make decisions that are not only kind but also wise and virtuous, truly reflecting the Stoic ideal of living a well-reasoned life. This is significant, as kindness dispensed without discernment or balance can lead to a life that feels unfulfilling or misaligned with one's aspirations. Marcus Aurelius, a proponent of Stoic thought, emphasized the need to act in alignment with one's own virtues and reason, suggesting that we should consider not only how our actions affect others, but also how they affect our own state of mind and emotional health. While Stoicism values kindness and the betterment of society, it also champions personal well-being. The philosophy advocates for a balanced approach where acts of kindness are performed not at the expense of one's psychological health, but in conjunction with it, ensuring that our generosity enriches rather than depletes us. Excessive kindness can lead to mental health challenges, such as depression and anxiety, when the desire to be perpetually generous and accommodating leads to neglecting one's own emotional and psychological needs. Stoic philosophy, which advocates for a life of virtue balanced with self-awareness and personal well-being, suggests that ignoring one's own needs in favor of others can disrupt internal harmony and lead to emotional turmoil. Stoics believed in the concept of apatheia, or freedom from distress, which is achieved not by avoiding emotions, but by managing them wisely. When we consistently prioritize others at the expense of our well-being, we may feel unappreciated or overwhelmed, which can erode our mental health. This situation illustrates a departure from Stoic wisdom, which would counsel us to guard against overextending ourselves to the point of mental fatigue. Moreover, the pressure to maintain a facade of unending kindness can also lead to a lack of authentic self-expression, contributing to feelings of isolation and loneliness. Stoicism teaches that wisdom lies in recognizing what is within our control and what is not. When we neglect ourselves in the course of helping others, we are ignoring our primary sphere of control, ourselves. To combat self-neglect, Stoicism encourages the practice of self-reflection and moderation. It teaches that caring for oneself is not a retreat from altruism, but a prerequisite for it. By ensuring we are well physically and emotionally, we are better equipped to help others effectively and without resentment. This balance between self-care and care for others is what enables us to live according to nature, fulfilling our responsibilities to both ourselves and to our community in a sustainable and rational manner. Integrating Stoic practices into our lives encourages us not to diminish our kindness, but to extend it inward as well as outward. This approach ensures that our acts of kindness are not acts of self-harm, but are instead expressions of a well-considered balanced virtue that includes self-respect and self-compassion. This holistic approach to kindness enriches not only our lives, but also the lives of those around us, fostering a community where everyone's needs are genuinely respected and cared for.